So basically, when we're talking about mindfulness and what we're doing today is about feeling the body and living in the body, the best way to deal with difficult emotions is to deal with focusing on the body first of all. And being curious with the sensations in the physical body. Because the body carries all our unresolved past. Okay. So we have to learn how to read the signs with non-resistance, and it's very, very common that if you're having to deal with and come across difficult emotions, you may find them happening in your chest or your abdomen. Now, let's talk about the 2 arrows. I'm going to just quickly talk about the Buddhist 2 arrows. The first arrow is the pain you feel from the unfortunate event. That is the event you can't control. That is the life-changing challenge, which happens to you irrespective of what's going on. That could be a loss of a job, it could be ill health, it could be somebody criticising you. Now, the second arrow is your reaction to that. This is what the Buddhists call the suffering part. Now, obviously, mindfulness is about trying to reduce suffering, and Buddhists use meditation. They talk about enlightenment is being lifted from suffering. Now, suffering is created by ourselves. We create our own suffering. That is the second arrow. It is self-inflicted. So it's the way that we think about the first arrow. The first arrow, the unfortunate, painful event. We automatically go into thinking thoughts like, quote, I hate this. Why does it always happen to me? Just my rotten luck. And we go over and 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 narrativises the hurt inside of our heads. Working up our emotions, wallowing in our own misery, wallowing in our resentment, and wallowing in self-pity. And that is the second arrow. So it's basically suffering is caused by dwelling and ruminating on the problem, the self-inflicted reaction, creating our own suffering. So we're going to do the being at home meditation. So if you're sat on something, if you want to do this laid on the floor with your knees bent, as a guided body scan, that's fantastic. Now, why am I using in this feeling the body, being at home meditation and using the home as a metaphor is really, really important. Ideally, our home is a place of comfort, of pleasure, of safety and relaxation. For some, for some people it may not be. But if we're referring to our body as a home, we are looking at the way that when we're in our body and we are aware of our body, it teaches us to care for our body in the same way that we care for our houses. So, say for example, you go away on holiday and you come back and you check that everything's okay and there's no leaks and things like that, and you maintain your home, you look after the roof, you make sure there's no leaks. You maintain your home in the same way that body scans allow you to be aware of what you need to look after. When you're noticing that you're pushing through stress and pain, and so that you don't worry about. So basically, the more you notice what's going on in your body, the more that you're less likely to have chronic fatigue, or you're less likely to be ill. Okay, you ease back, you practice self-care, and that's so important. So what I'd like to invite you to do then for this sort of home practice is I want you to try and notice how much you're away from your home. And notice what takes you away from your home, because we've been talking about that in previous weeks, haven't we? And always remembering to label when we're being distracted. So say to yourself inside your head, thinking, or come back to what you're focusing on. And notice what happens in your body when you're lost in anxious or worrying thoughts. Because it happens, doesn't it? You know, the tensing up of the body happens. When you're stressed and you're worried, you can feel your shoulders going up to your ears. You can feel that tension in the shoulder blades. can't you? You can feel all that tightness. It's like, But when you're relaxed, you're like, oh, just think about the difference between feeling stressed in the body and feeling really, really relaxed. You know, when you've had a good night's sleep and you laid in bed and you're all nice and warm. You know, you're in home in your body and you're just lovely and relaxed. So, get yourself into a position. If you've got a yoga mat, lay on a yoga mat, or you can lay on a sofa, anywhere that you like. But always remember that this is the thing. A lot of people fall asleep when they do mindfulness and body scans. You're not supposed to. If you're falling asleep, you are not being mindful. You are being mindless. And you are meant to be mindful. That's the important thing. So get yourself into a comfy posture and just really wiggle around and get into that position that feels good. Okay, that's really important. Okay, and then we'll guide you through the body scan. Okay, so practicing now when you why am I doing this? This is all related to the whole idea of compassion being breathful and powerful and dealing with difficult emotions, like T.S. Eliot said. People can't bear too much reality, and we're working with difficult emotions lodged in the body. If you really find doing normal practices of mindfulness really, really, really challenging, and they open up stored emotions in your body, because your body, carries on your unresolved past. The body knows the score. A lot of PTSD work talks about the trapping of this emotion in your body and feeling it in your chest and your belly. It's better to focus on the grounding sensation of your body and your breath if you feel triggered. Remember, we talked about that. Find a space in your body that feels comfortable or numb. So if you find anywhere where you are feeling triggered in your body, you either move away from it to this place of comfort. You could feel the tactile sensations, the outline of your hands and your fingers and your feet, or both together, whatever that is. Or you can pendulate between the two. So you go to the place of discomfort and the place of comfort. They did this with war veterans, PTSD. It's called pendulation. And you go backwards and forwards until it goes. And they sometimes do this in Yoga Nidra in the middle, where they go between two states, hot and cold, heavy and light. A difficult experience you've had and a comfortable experience you've had. So Yoga Nidra can be really intense. There's stuff you have to visualise sometimes. I've been in Yoga Nidras where I've been asked to visualise burning crosses in the face of Hitler. Because they pendulate between these extreme states. So it gets you back into your window of tolerance. So let's do it. Settle, comfy. Eyes closed or eyes softly gazing, whichever feels comfortable. If you're a person who can be triggered, you will feel safer if your eyes are open, because you know where you are in time and space. Remember, I keep talking all the time about scope. Your mind is always scoping, isn't it, for danger. And when you know where you are in time and space, you feel safe. Now, so just get comfy and just settle. And just become aware of the contact between your body and the floor. Feel those tactile sensations. You might notice sounds going in and out of your conscious awareness. You may notice any smells or sensations in the mouth or sensations in the nostrils as you breathe in and out. Just a little bit of grounding, bringing yourself into the present moment. And then really come into attention and settle into an awareness of the movements of the breath. Perhaps placing your hands in a comforting and soothing place, wherever it feels comfortable, just to invite that loving attention. Maybe the hand on the heart or the belly, whatever feels good, whatever feels right for you at this present moment. And just notice the rise and fall of your abdomen, noticing the inhales and the exhales. Just gently becoming aware, noticing the slowing down of the breath, like a wave. Whenever you become distracted, just notice and just say to yourself, thinking, and come back to the breath. Try to make the inhales and exhales nice and smooth. Nice, smooth transitions. And just drop down into the body, allow the body to become heavy. Let go of any gripping or any tensions. Just allow with each exhale a softening of the body. With each exhale, the body becomes heavier, more relaxed. And allow the breath to become a subtle background to this practice. And then on the next inhale, just bring your attention right down to the soles of your feet and your toes, the tops of your feet. Just notice with non-judgmental, curious awareness any sensations that you feel right here, right now. We're not trying to change anything. We're not looking for any reasons why. What do you feel right here, right now in your feet? Maybe temperature, coolness, warmth, tactile sensation against the floor, heaviness or lightness, comfort or discomfort, even nothing at all. There's no right or wrong way. You're just noticing what you feel right here, right now. And allow this curious exploration to continue up into your ankles and your shins and your calves. What do you notice right here, right now? Maybe tingling, maybe some tightness. Maybe tension or constriction, or maybe just a sense of just comfort, maybe numbness, maybe just nothing at all. No right, no wrong way. And then move upwards towards the knees and the backs of the knees, the thighs and hamstrings. Curiously, just explore, even if it's the outline of the skin, the muscles beneath. Just notice what you feel. The shape, the outline, any tactile sensations, any gripping or constriction, any tension. Just notice right here, right now. And then move into the hips, the area around the hips, the front and the back. Just notice what you feel here, maybe lightness, heaviness, contact with the floor. What does it feel comfortable? Notice any tightness? Again, there's no right, no wrong way. Just take it all in. Just notice. Without thinking, just feeling. If your mind wanders, just keep coming back to exploring with curious awareness, sensations, feelings. And then move into the abdomen and the lower back, lower torso. What do you feel here, right now? Maybe you connect with the breath. Maybe you notice the movement with each inhale and each exhale. Just move into that awareness of sensations. And then focus on the area of the chest and the upper back, both front and back. What do you feel right here, right now? Just notice. Just notice if there's any constriction or tightness with the breath. Can you soften that out with nice, long, deep, smooth inhales and exhales? A letting go on the each exhale. A softening, a heaviness. Just notice the quality of your breathing. What is it like right here, right now? And then move into the shoulder blades, the shoulders, the tops of the shoulders and the neck. Just notice anything here at all. Lightness, temperature, tingling. There's no right, no wrong way to how we do this. And then become aware of the arms, the upper arms, and the elbows and the forearms. What do you feel? What do you sense in your arms? What do you notice? What did you feel? Maybe the shape and the outline, maybe the contact of your arms gently folded against your belly. And then with a curious awareness, feel the outline and the shape and sensations of your hands and the fingers. Just notice what you feel. Tingling, warmth, coolness. And then come back to the neck. Start to explore the face. Notice any sensations of the jaw and the mouth. Cheeks and the cheekbones. The space underneath the eyes and the eyeballs. The temples. Forehead. Just notice any gripping or tightness or looseness and comfort. Just notice. No need to create a narrative around it. You're just noticing, taking a snapshot. And then the head, the top of the head, the back of the head, and the whole of the head. And then finally just take in the whole body. Become aware of the whole body lying on the floor. Bring the spotlight of awareness to the whole of the body, the shape, the outline, the contour. Become aware of the contact between the body and the floor. Then become aware of sounds, let them drift in and out. Awareness of the eyes, though they may be closed or open. Sensations in the mouth, maybe even smell in the nostrils. And start to connect back with the sense of the body. Perhaps you might want to start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Maybe gently rock your head from side to side, left and right. Just do what you need to do right here, right now. You might need to stretch, roll onto one side, and take your time. Just take your time to come back to where you are, scoping the room, looking around, the time of day, and the practice. The body scan is now complete. Okay, body scans are very, very good. They're very good because, like I said, you look after your houses, so we look after our body. So, another practice, very good to do. Highly recommend it. Okay, so don't forget to keep doing, noticing when you're being taken away from any task that you're doing, noticing when you're distracted. When you are, label, thinking. Keep up any kind of practice from 5 to 10 minutes today. Traditional seated, traditional body scan, as opposed to just doing the general kind of mindfulness like we've just said, where you can just do tea drinking, shower, a bath. Just noticing every time you pick up your phone, even when you're meant to be concentrating on the programme. When you're watching the Antiques Roadshow and it's like, oh my God, I keep checking Twitter. Remember, distracting is the major cause of happiness, according to mindfulness. So, doesn't matter what you do, even if it's a terrible thing, like cleaning out the cat litter tray. When you're focused, people enjoy it more than being distracted when they do something they really love. Okay, take care and speak soon. Tuesday night at 7 p.m. we'll be coming back to our next mindfulness session where we're learning together, we're communing together. Community mindfulness, or as Vic and Bob say when they're doing like the parquet floor or parkour. It's like bollards, Banksy, community. Only joking. I have to put a bit of comedy in. It's terrible. I'm sorry. Thank you very much. Cheers. Bye.